Shoot, get him.
They should name player of the month
Excellent
for being
work,
honest.
baby.
Let's get this win and get out of here.
Oh, what happened? Hey, baby, dude. Oh, this is a whole new lineup here. Usually we have like one or two familiar faces at the end. Bay's on a rampage.
It's all you, MP.
Yeah, Danny also made. If Danny just charged the point doubler for his games, he would be a full-time engineer for games, also like one of the top games now. But it might be because they're free, I don't really know. But the game's slapped. Like, he actually makes quality games in such a short amount of time.
Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night.
We can have
and tonight, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. So Indiana wins the tip. And late in the regular season, Greg, in your decade plus in the NBA, you were looking forward to the playoffs more often than not.
And as a player, you have to avoid that temptation to look ahead. But when you do, much nicer to look forward to the playoffs than vacation.
Let's go cross-court to hear more about the season MP has put together.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, MP is fresh off breaking the record for assists in a season, topping John Stockton's epic 1990-91 total. His head coach is marveling at his game. He told me he is still the total focus of opposing defenses, and yet he figures out a way to ignite the offense. What a season. Kevin?
Incredible. It's the only word I can think of. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. We've got Jaron Jackson. Silk is out there with Devin Vassell. And it's Clint Capella. And it's Bassey into the power forward position. So it's the Spurs now, following the three-point attempt by Miles Turner.
He pushed me, so I started sliding. And then jumped to the next one.
For Indiana, they come into this one following the loss to the Wizards.
And defensively in that way, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You have to try and match that energy.
So it's San Antonio following the three-point attempt by Tyrese Halliburton. Indiana's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Walker in the corner for three. That one's in. His free shot this game.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
From over here, you can see that one pretty clear.
The Spurs shoot their first free throws of the game.
Yo, what's good, people?
I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Here is something great from Pacers.
You son of a bitch, dudes.
They were a dynasty at one point, and you remember when?
Yeah, you're talking about the ABA days, but it's true. The Pacers were a dominant team before the merger. They won 3 titles in 4 seasons just before joining the league.
And San Antonio has possession after Indiana gets the three.
Played at home.
Here's Silk. He's coming off an unbelievably scoring game. Clock is at 3. Yep, that one goes in there. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. It's tipped. And they're on the break. Lob pass to Capella. And the top by Capella.
Look at that athletic play by Clint Capella, leaping up with enough airtime to grab it and slam it.
Now, Halliburton. He's a player that you can only hope to scoop down. He averages nearly 28 points a game. Here's Mamba. Off with the layup. Here's Silk. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. A fantastic string of games for him. Your Western Conference Player of the Week, Silk.
Well, you just look at the scoring he's provided and the numbers he has put up, and it's a no-brainer. Rarely does someone carry an offense this much and not walk away with some form of hardware for their efforts.
A shot by Nemhard, no good.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And you know, we always talk about this. Just changing the shot can be just as effective as blocking it, even though it's less spectacular.
The shot by Silk, no good. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for Indiana. And finished off by Walker.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. He lobs it up. Jackson passes to Vassell. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Silk. It's good. This game is all even. Silk's got 6.
Coming into the league, scouts saw Vassell as a 3-and-D guy, but he's a good playmaker also.
With another bucket.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Here's Silk. 6 points for him. Walker with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Halliburton for 3. And again, it's the Pacers for deep.
This period, they're feeding him, and he's filling it.
Spurs trail by 5. Here's Silk. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Turner.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Latrey. And Tyrese Halliburton gets the 3. 10 points for him.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Stolen by Walker. And here's Halliburton. He's coming off a 19-point game against Washington. Walker the pass to Halliburton. Lets it go from 11. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Mathurin. Bank shot, no good.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
Will it go? Silk laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Halliburton slams it in.
And I'll give this to Halliburton. He's been in attack mode all night.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. The shot by Silk, no good. Indiana leading by 8. Mathurin passes to Nemhard. Back to Mathurin. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
There was a mix-up defensively. Left him all alone. He just couldn't hit it.
And the basket by Silk.
Trying to slice into this deficit every time up the floor. Terrific quarter for him.
And one of the great rebounders in this league, Clint Capella, plays that role as well as anyone.
Greg, on a per-minute basis, few players are better. Sharp anticipation, works at it, and many of his points come from the offensive glass.
Here's Silk. 10 points for him. Lob pass to Capella. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Love Capella's IQ on the pick and roll, hitting his mark and then getting himself open.
Indiana's gotten a lot of shots off from three-point land in the first quarter, but they're only 4 of 9. Outside, Walker. Turner up top. Makes it 5. That flies. Nice read that time from Walker.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Yeah, both teams in the zone early. Stops have been almost impossible to come by.
Now, here's Capella. Spurs working the ball around now. There's the pick. Throws it up high.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
Mathurin with the ball. Still without a basket. Outside Turner. Pass to Halliburton. Back to Turner. San Antonio with the rebound.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Silk passes to Jackson. Over Mathurin. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Outside Walker. Passes it to Namba. Halliburton for 3. Bassey pulls it in. Bassey's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Jackson a screen on Halliburton. Fires to the hoop. The pass to Bissell. To the right side. 5 to shoot. Here's Silk. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, it just
Pass to Halliburton. Turner with the screen for Halliburton. He kicks it to Turner. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. The shot by Silk, no good.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
To the inside. Shot's good by Turner.
He is a load inside. Turner can back anybody down to get to his sweet spot.
And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. So it's the Spurs now. 7-point differential. On the court right now for the Spurs. The forwards for him, Johnson and Sohan. Evan Bissell out there with Silk. And it's Ralphie in at the 5 down low. Greg, there's a lot of impressive things about Tyrese Halliburton, most notably how efficient he is.
Yeah, Kevin, those percentages are terrific. But not only that, he's phenomenal at it, making sure he keeps his teammates involved. Just a remarkable young point guard.
And Steve, when a team wins or loses a few in a row, how much does that carry on to the next game?
You know, Kevin, it carries on. It's dependent if you're executing and playing well. Sometimes you can just lose and you feel good because you're playing the right way. But if you're losing and not playing the right way, you can carry on. Same thing for the wins.
Outside Mathurin. Halliburton against Bissell. Right wing. Fires from deep. Top Toppin can't get it to go. Spurs trail by 9. Johnson with it. And it's Toppin picking him up. Puts up a 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. On this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
But hey, it's a different season, and anything can happen.
San Antonio's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And he lobs it up with the rim, throws down the alley-oop slam.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. McConnell kicks to Turner. Halliburton passes to McConnell. A floater. That ball. that time from Halliburton. Halliburton's got his third assist on the night. Here's Silk. He's covered by McConnell. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Johnson. Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
Halliburton slams it in.
What a slam by Halliburton. Using that agility to make a statement.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And now let's check out the standings in the Eastern Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. Taking a look at Indiana. Right now they're locked into third place in the conference, looking to get a high seed for the playoffs.
And seeing where Indiana is, their fans had high hopes for them this season, and they have not let them down. It's been a fantastic campaign thus far, and they really are set up perfectly for a deep run in the playoffs.
And San Antonio has possession, following the score by Indiana. Looking to get back on track. And that one is stuffed right through.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, you'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Here's Walker following the bucket by the Spurs. Mathurin finds Halliburton. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Silk with the rebound. Spurs trail by 9. Here's the fourth. And finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
These types of buckets get Jeremy going. I love how tough this kid is.
And Silk gets the whistle that time. It'll be his second foul of the game.
His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Outside Mathurin. Pass to Halliburton. 5 on the clock. A 3-ball. San Antonio with the rebound. Bassey's got his 6th rebound on the night. Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
Also a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Inside, here's Turner. Out that is his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
I love the confidence he's shooting with. Big improvement here in the second period.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. Silk passes to Bassey. Here's Silk. Jackson is screen on Halliburton. There's the line to Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
This is a big target coming off the pick and roll. Jaren's lethal in this set.
Pacers.
sprays through the hate while I fuel the flames. Who to blame for my screwed up brain? You could say in the from H human A to the K. Aw, Haley, look at them two little beautiful pewter gray poodles. Cuter than. Well, looks like them poop just sued today. I'm stuck in my ruthless ways, and I refuse to change. Nothing to lose again. Guess I just choose to stay evil. So evil. Until the core, fucking twisted, so evil. I'm so evil. So evil. Obvious that I am not like other people. So evil. So evil. Until the core, fucking twisted, so evil. I'm so evil. So evil. Obvious that I am not like other people. Yeah. My medicine cabinet's big enough to fit a cabinet. Tablets I split like cabinets. Capsules traveling like a javelin through my abdomen. My stomach's unraveling. My end up having say some shit.
Leading by 7. Here's Nemhard. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Halliburton passes to Matthew. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Matthew's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Passes it to Silk. Capella with a screen on Halliburton. Silk. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Julius Walker. In a moment here, take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Right now, it's their passing game, and it's been on point. Doing a great job of moving it around and getting the ball to their shooters.
And they've also been effective from beyond the arc tonight. And if that continues, guys, it can really open up the rest of their offense.
The Pacers making a switch here. McConnell's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Indiana leading. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David O. David.
Well, guys, Silk in the last outing against Miami got the job done. He finished up with 65 points, and as you may have guessed with him, a lot of those were on the 3-ball. He was remarkable in that game. It's not often you see a player that dominant, and I'm sure he wants to keep it going. Guys?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
And that's what every player has control of, this level of activity. It allows you to impact the game even if the shot isn't falling.
Both good from the line that time.
As we've gotten closer to halftime,
The U.S. military instituted Russian and Chinese bombers in international airspace off the coast of Alaska yesterday. Officials say 2 Russian and 2 Chinese fighter jets were detected, tracked, and intercepted. The U.S. official says that this is the first time Russian and Chinese aircraft have jointly entered the area. Albert Naro notes that the activity is not seen as a threat.
Again, he hangs in there and catches. In on the second chance points.
You gotta love how Capella keeps possessions alive. Really nice effort right there.
Indiana leading by 8. Now here's McConnell. Scheme this on score 13. And it's Mycareer missing.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
And there's the pass to Silk. Jackson with the screen to the middle. Puts the move on. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming out. It's going to be on Jackson.
Great use of the pump fake. The best move in basketball. So much untapped potential with Jaren Jackson.
And the first one at the line is good. San Antonio making a switch here. Vassell's checked in. No free throws good from Jackson.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent.
Anecdotes are that, dude, there's not an anecdote. It's actually happening. Yeah, no, that's what an anecdote is. You just described an anecdote. No, thank you, man.
Shoots the three.
Here is a Josh destroying Oklahoma State Center.
That's one right.
No defender inside.
That's why it works. I got to feel
It's also one right. By the way, just for 30 seconds, I don't want to ban you, but you're saying God takes us so
right
when
there, the
God
advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Here's McConnell. 11 points in the game.
You're talking about 8 less than a fraction of 90%, of 100%. But it goes up, not down. So your argument is bad. But if you want to, so let's go over the solution. Okay, so one of the issues that contribute factor, I think it's the individual problem. So your solution to that is give them more guns. So I've said that because people have a problem, to look at the problems that those people are facing and how do we address it? Reduce.
Such a
No, because you don't have that. You don't have registration. How do you know as a problem in terms of people? You want to talk about the background checks first, or do you want to talk about solutions? I want to talk about what you were doing to bring chaos to order. That's your subjective opinion. Bring chaos to order. It's not my subjective opinion. Now, gun-related tests. That's not a subjective. That's 10. Let me back up. Every other place in your life you want to bring guns are the outlier. So let's start with on registration. Why? One of the reasons is because federal guns is right. But you don't know when it's going to be from. So what do you do? Prices is twice what the death prices are. So until the gun prices get up to
uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete.
I guess he's doing a better job than I would. Because, like, the moment he drops fentanyl, I'd be like, yeah, that's really interesting because your solution to the fentanyl crisis is stupid as well. Why? Because 94% of the fentanyl that comes over the border actually comes through regular points of entry and not through border crossings. They come literally through the holes in the border. And I don't mean, like, holes as in, like, areas where people are crossing rivers. I mean, like, through ports, okay? Through checkpoints, okay? So you're not even doing a good job advocating for that. And I would immediately, of course, turn on and hyper-focus on the other dumb shit he's saying instead of moving it back into the point of contention, which is guns.
Not until you don't want to bring war. No, not until it. But if you see my point, we're going to talk about protecting lives. That's a larger issue in America than guns. If we're talking about individual lives of ways that they can be protected, loss of life in America. There's loss of life through fentanyl. There's loss of life through obesity. The obesity crisis in America costs 6 times the number of lives.
Setting each other up.
Right.
Defense can really guess where the ball is going, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, really strong ball movement so far. And let's take a glance at what lies ahead. A look at the upcoming schedule.
And you know, for that matchup with the Cavaliers, what a huge one that'll be. Facing off against the best in the East. Two elite teams going at it. Emotions will be riding high, so we're going to see who's poised to win this game.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
Need more fathers.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
It's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Yeah, in the first half, he took on the role of playmaker. I think it surprised the defense a little bit. Gave this offense a different dimension.
Walker out there with Miles Turner. Then there's Benedict Mathurin. Then there's Tyrese Halliburton. And it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easiness.
Down low. Two free throws coming up, and they'll call the shooting foul.
And a lot gets said about Turner's defensive impact. But he's been cultivating his offensive game as well, becoming a bigger threat in that regard.
Both shots good from the strike. Spurs trail by 15. Capella with a screen on Halliburton. Outside for Jackson. Here's Silk, screen by Capella. The shot by Silk, no good.
Well, he needs to shoot his way out of this first spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
And so here is Indiana. After the miscreants, Nembhard's shot is good.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Brings home the trifecta.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answer each other from range.
Now, here's Halliburton. 21 points in the game. The shot by Turner, no good. Jackson, a screen on Mathurin. It's stolen by Mathurin.
Really?
A shot by Nembhard, no good. Spurs trail by 15. To the middle. Here's Silk. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. 19 points for Silk.
I like that find by Jackson. Young bigs who can see the whole floor. You don't come across them that often.
Halliburton, and they push in right away with a quick shot. And the Pacers lead by 15. Silk passes to Massey. Here's Silk. He's covered by Halliburton. Here's Silk. 19 points in the game. Driving inside. And the dunk by Capella.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now, here's Halliburton. Open and close and nails. Halliburton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
An effortless finish from Halliburton. The defense has to be more aware down low.
Capella with a screen on Halliburton. Lob pass to Capella. Turner with the steal. The 17-footer. Tyrese Halliburton again. Halliburton's got 27 points.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
The shot by Silk, no good. Pacers leading by 17. Mathurin passes to Halliburton. Sinks the three-pointer. Halliburton's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And he was just going to flow offensively. terrific game. He has been the X factor.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Alden.
Thanks, Kevin. The Pacers are our team on the rise, and Tyrese Stallworth says one of my favorite parts about the way we're building the culture here is it's not just showing up for a game and that's it. We watch games, text about games, talk about games when we get to the arena. I just want to be around guys who love basketball and want to be great. Kevin?
Good match, special David. Thanks for that report.
Using his height and length there to prevent the second chance opportunity.
Capella with a screen on Halliburton. And takes that one up and powers it through.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, and there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
And Capella sends it back.
Nice discipline defensively for Capella. Does a great job of contesting shots without fouling.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up to foot.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
And it's the Pacers with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs. Here's Silk. 23 points in the game. He could not get that one to go. On a gun check, and he'll go to the line for two. And some stats here, guys, the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
They are making it rain from the three-point land right now. And the coaching staff continues to encourage them to let it fly.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another.
Toppin, he's checked in for Walker. Now, here is Halliburton. 30 points in the game.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
And we have to give him props. It's rare these days to see someone dominate the glass so single-handedly.
Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Tyrese Halliburton. Down to 5. San Antonio needs to get on the shot here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And that block might serve as a spark for this team. We'll see if it can ignite them.
And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. Pass to Toppin. Indiana moving the ball around. Right block shot. And Halliburton finishes inside. Halliburton's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period. And he continues to stay aggressive.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Let's keep it up.
That over, like, you know, college bottom. College bottom. That's what it's fine. More than answer, more than car. What you're telling me, you don't mind protect children more than things. When it comes to looking at them down, you don't give a flying fuck to stop that, because that shall not be infringed. That is hypocrisy at its highest level.
Except of editing me, but it's been crying about this interview for 3 days. I enjoyed my conversation with John Stewart so much that I like to continue it in a live and edited format. Yeah. I mean, he actually did well. Most conservatives get destroyed after like 3 talking points. So I think he held himself. I think he held himself well. He's a to go to college. I can't wait to see Nathan Dom. I mean, he's a state senator. Like usually senators go to Yale and Harvard. But let's see, education, homeschool. Oh my God, this motherfucker was homeschooled, bro. Oh my God, that's it. He was just homeschooled. Oh yeah, he graduated from the Abeka Christian Academy Homeschool in 2001, and then he moved back to Romania to continue working as a missionary, and later became the dean of the biblical affiliated with Mission Fluent in Romania. That's it. He hasn't done shit. He just got homeschooled. What the fuck?
Wingspan to good use. Jaren Jackson with the easy catch and flush.
Here's Nemhard. He has 6. And here's Halliburton. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Outside for Jackson. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
And it has them in a great spot to take the lead. They love to get a few stops now at the other end.
And finds Halliburton. He takes it in. Here's Mamba. And right away, they get you with a three-pointer.
I was literally just watching that video before you called me, feeling extremely excited. And as soon as we moved up here, I had to get on the phone with my travel agent to make my travel plans for Egypt. Because I'm told that's the best place to go right now. The summer is over. The season has begun. Rodgers is back. He's been healthy since December, and we are ready to go.
Okay, I can just say this morning, there's no more vice president potential. There's no more trips to Egypt.
Okay, here's my only concern, actually. It's on top. All of a sudden, we're the vice president and can't announce it. Where was that one? We
don't think that party's in the
tonight. This season, he
Really
has
not.
been
This is
absolutely locked in
unlikely.
at the
So that's one last hurdle we have to jump. But assuming we get past that one, then now we should just be full go football, and I am as ready for it as a person can possibly be.
Okay, I talked about the things you were saying last year as we were going into this Aaron Rodgers New York Jets experience. He can have a penthouse.
San Diego would be nice because I love to
The
travel
line.
there.
Yep.
I love
So
going back to
sweaty
the
body.
bringing that team back, Kevin.
I don't know that I actually said that one, but okay, let's take this discussion. Let's say I would go an awful long way to see the Jets finally win a Super Bowl.
Sources, yes, listen, the situation confirmed. He would cut off the situation to get the situation for the Jets. Maybe one where there's a little money involved. But whatever you talk about where you were last year versus where you are this year, it was really evident throughout the year. Seemingly Jets fans were just being forced to, hey, we're punting this year. We're going to try to make what we had going in this year. We're going to get next year. So I think that's how his mindset is like, hey, it was supposed to be last year. It's going to be this year. Is that how you feel? And how do you feel about the expectations? Patriots fan, the Jets to win the Super Bowl. That's
you were singing my song. Look, the Jets offseason had on the fifth play from scrimmage last year. That's the reality of the situation. Any expectation, reasonable expectation of success last year, went down without, and that's not a knock to most of the teams of the NFL. They were built or quarterback. The Jets completely built their team around Aaron last year, and they got unbelievably unlucky. It happened. Now the time has come for where the offseason can finally end, and the new season can begin. And I think, if anything, the expectations are higher. The real question, and I think this is legitimate, Jim, I don't know if you were chiming in on this, right? But he is 40 years old, and he is coming off a serious injury. I mean, that is a real thing. But assuming, I agree with you, he's flipping the helmet, he looks good. I know he says he feels great. He won't like crazy to come back. Assuming that he is 80% of what he was at his apex. The Jets are a much better roster than they were at this time last year. They had they would have had a bad offensive line last year, even if Rodgers had been their quarterback. He could have covered up some of it. He couldn't have covered up all of it. The addition of not only on the offensive line, but of Mike Williams at wide receiver, of Devontae Adams, who I already consider a Jet. By the way, I already consider Devontae Adams a Jet. As far as I'm concerned, we already win. The addition of Hassan Reddick, anything you want to wager, I will wager that Devontae Adams is a Jet by Halloween. And Hassan Reddick starts the season week 1 in San Francisco.
You say fuck on get up, and I'll wear a suit for the time day.
I can't give you that one because
3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth.
I can't get away with all the stuff you can get away with.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second penalty.
Yes, because Rainbottom's walking in there every single second. You got you do whatever the hell you want. What are you going to do?
Yeah, we got him working here today.
Here's Silk.
This is the day of the week that ends in light.
Yeah, we get it, obviously. That's the deal now. I think that should be the deal.
Mistakes like that.
You know what it is, a lack
No,
of
that's not the deal. Only
concentration.
the different deal.
That's a
It's not that. You know what he said?
Jackson.
Straight talk.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella.
I'll do that. I'll do. I will Chris as McAfee for an entire show. In fact, I'd love to have some of your guys come up and do the show, and we'll just do it in McAfee style.
Okay, an invasion. Okay, so we will invade, but you will have to host it still. Like, you will still have to do
Gotta be NWO style invasion, too.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Okay, good. So that's it. What, if it does happen, like,
Reddick will be there. Reddick will be there. The Jets are going to have...
Oh, they're still confident in that, Greeny.
Because
wasn't illegal.
both sides need to come. Like, there's a theorem called Occam's razor, which is that the most likely explanation for anything is usually the explanation. Hassan Reddick needs to get paid, and the New York Jets need him. It will be so humiliating for the Jets to have traded for a player that everyone knew was holding out because he needed a new contract, and then not get him into camp. This won't last long. They have to get him in. Look, the Jets are more all in on one season than I think any team I can ever think of has ever been in any sport. So, but any future consideration, whatever it might do to a salary cap at any other point or any other consideration, detract from their chances this year would make no sense. It would be inconsistent with everything they've done. Reddick will be there, I don't know how soon, but before the season starts. And I really do believe that unless the Raiders stun the world and start winning games early in the season, that Rodgers and the Jets start well, which I believe we will, then I believe it just makes sense, guys. It just makes sense for Devontae Adams to come to the Jets.
yeah, if you're a Jets fan, it certainly makes sense. It certainly makes sense for that to take place. Devontae,
Aaron, it makes sense to Adams. I think it makes sense to. It might make sense for the Raiders. You know, start to get some draft picks, whatever it is. I think it would make. There's just too many reasons why I think it should happen. The Jets should be as aggressive as any team in trying to make that move, because there's nowhere that Adams could step right into in the middle of the season and make a bigger impact than he could for the Jets with Rodgers.
Okay, well, hopefully that comes to fruition, because none of us want to travel to New York. You know, because if it doesn't happen, then we got to go to New York and get an opportunity to work alongside you, obviously. Expectations on you.
You guys come to New York. Stace and I are done and take all of you out for dinner. You know she loves you. So you guys come. Anybody who wants to come, you come. You come bring the show.
You're buying us all shoes.
Dinner. Buy us all shoes. Some shoes. We can throw some. Look, if we can get a shooting kill involved in this, we'll work it out. We'll play it out.
I hope. Hey, good luck out there, Devontae. Now, Devontae told Max Crosby, twin flame. They feel like they're same spirits, and they're there to build the Raiders. That is how they feel. So if he was to get traded, that would obviously be a massive message from Tom Telesco, who's the general manager for the Raiders going forward, especially with everything they have cooking and everything we saw in receiver last year. That I think helps spur all of these conversations that are taking place. Connor's got a question for you, Greeny.
Yeah, Greeny, the other team in that dump, the Giants, are on the hard knock this offseason. It's kind of the first time they've done this entire thing, just the front office, they've all going through all the draft process. What are the vibes out of New York City around this? Are the headlines on the newspapers talking about them being smart? Is it more so talking about them looking like new decisions? What do they say in New York City about the Giants?
I think generally vibes are fairly low. I think the Giants are definitively the fourth best team in a four-team division. I think Washington is going to surprise a lot of people. I think Jake Daniels is going to be the rookie of the year. I think he's going to play really well. I think that there's a real chance that they go out and trade for Brandon Ayuk. I think Daniels would love it. I think Ayuk would love it. I think it makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. I think the Commanders could be a fringe playoff team this year. The Cowboys, I think, will take a step back because they just will. They haven't gotten any better and probably gotten a little worse. I think the Eagles have been much better. So I think no matter what happens, the Giants are the worst team in their division. I think they will start all over again next year with a new quarterback. And the question is, will it be with a new coach? Maybe the one who will be on your show all football season long.
Oh, you're talking about Bill Belichick.
Worse than the top.
Putts. Jeez, Jake Dennis.
What's the gear?
That's Giants history. And he's the only one who can read whatever things around the Giants happen. So I think that's why Connor actually went to gauges around there. Because the access that we're getting from these hard knocks is absurd. I would not want the Colts to do that. I would not want the Colts to do that show. But I love that they're doing the show. You know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Look, I mean, every year someone has to do it, but last year it was the Jets, and it was, and I loved it. I loved seeing all the insight and all that kind of stuff. That said, I'm so much happier with my team flying as far under the radar as possible in the preseason. So, yes, I agree. You don't want your team getting involved.
Let's talk about under the radar and your team. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, Greeny. So recently, Rodgers basically said, hey, all the stuff between me and Salah has kind of been overblown. At this point, I'm here. You know, nothing but positivity and good vibes between us. Do you buy that, considering Salah is the one who kind of made this whole thing a bigger deal than it needed to be? And ultimately, it doesn't even matter because don't perform well, they start slow. Obviously, the cracks are going to start to show. But these play as well as you think they're going to. Like, these guys can hate each other and still coexist, right? Do you think it's a big deal or no?
Defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Jaron Jackson picks up the foul. And that'll be his third
foul
so far.
Job done. That's the thing about penalty, bro.
Damn, look at that. Whoa.
I don't like the way it went. Did you guys see how Mike Tomlin handled the question yesterday about how he's going to handle the practice reps for his two quarterbacks? That was like a TED Talk. That was like a master class in shutting down something that could be something and instead making it nothing. Robert Saleh does the opposite of that all the time. When Aaron said yesterday this was more outside the building than inside, it was more media creeps. That really isn't true. It was Robert Saleh who made this something. Now, what is the relationship between the two of them? I don't know. I have no idea. Aaron Rodgers is infinitely more important to the success of that team and this season than Robert Saleh is. Aaron Rodgers basically is going to be in charge of the offense. Saleh, I guess, will be in charge of the defense and occasionally deciding whether or not to go for two. But I would let Aaron make those decisions anyway. I have infinitely more confidence in him than I have in Saleh. I don't have a real good sense of what their relationship is. I think Aaron, you guys know Aaron way better than I do. I have a hard time picturing that even he, who's willing to speak his mind more than almost anyone, would say, yeah, I'm really pissed off at Saleh for turning this into a thing. And he and I are kind of on the outs right now. So I don't know what their relationship is, but I'll fall back on the last thing you said, which is it probably doesn't matter. If they win, then it won't make any difference. And if they lose, everyone, starting with the coach, is going to be out of there.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that they're all aligned. You should go win. Yeah, you know, it's like everybody feels that fans feel that way, media feels that way. It feels like every coach knows that as they're watching it. All right, let's make this not our last training camp. You guys, let's go ahead and do that. That's some good motivation, especially for a 40-year-old quarterback coming back from injury. You brought that up earlier. I don't think that's anything with what AJ says. He's in like phenomenal shape. He's absolutely with the way science is right now and everything he was doing. Sometimes those rehab and recoveries can make you in the best shape of your life because you're working on everything, every force of work, every single day when you do it. So I'm very excited to watch it. Early reports out of King Green. Hey, we're dying to get up. Every time you see one of those videos, you go.
And a draw from three-point range.
So he'll be able to do that when he's 70, right? I mean, there are some many Testaverde could still do that. But he's got the kind of arm that, you know, that's just a God-given gift. He needs to, like, Brian Clark said it well, I thought, on Get Up on Monday. He said the Jets need to treat Aaron Rodgers like he's a lit candle and we have no more matches. Like, we must not allow anyone to breathe near him. We cannot have him touched. We need him safe. We need him in bubble wrap. And assuming that he stays healthy, I think there's every reason to think that the Jets are going to be. The Jets are going to have a real shot. He said it right. There were like 8 teams that have a shot at this thing, and the Jets are one of them.
Aaron's going to want to take it. Oh, he's a football guy. Yeah, he's old school football. That's getting lost in the entire thing. We're chin strapped every single time. We're trying. We're fighting for extra yards when we shouldn't. You know, like, hey, you're already home. He just has to prove himself. He's still gone.
Well, let's give him credit for this, too. I don't mean to interrupt, but I was thinking about this the other day. A lot of people have rightfully given Russell Wilson a lot of credit, saying he could have gotten paid $39 million just to not play at all. he's showing that he loves football by coming back, and I agree with that. I think that there is validity to that. I think the same thing can be said of Rodgers. I'm not counting his money, but he's got to have $300 million. He is 39. One more something.
MVP set a season to remember from deep, but now he has a chance to etch it more concretely in the history
more
books,
money than he is
as
going
he's
to
within
need
reach of
for
the
the rest of his
single-season
life.
record for three-pointers
Suffered
made.
a kind of injury
Regardless,
that
Kevin,
can end a career, that you have to work yourself to death the way you just described to come back from. You have to want it that badly. I think he has demonstrated just how much it means to him. People can say about him whatever they want. He says a lot of things that makes people mad. That's fine. That's their business. It's not mine. But what I'm saying is he has demonstrated through this process how much this means to him. And I think that is important because I think sometimes that gets lost in the midst of all of the craziness that comes with a person who is as outspoken as he is, especially in a place like New York. What gets lost in all of this is he has demonstrated by coming back when he did not have to a franchise that he owned nothing. By fighting his way back like this, I think he has demonstrated how much this means to him, and I think that also bodes really well.
Yeah, to kind of add on that thing, takes a fine, loses money, and it's like, whatever. All right, we will move on for the whole story of it. And that's because, could you imagine this 40-year-old comes off an Achilles, four-time MVP winner, goes to a team that hasn't won in a long, long, long time. It brings him back to a city of fans have been looking for a while. That story is one that I think Aaron is like, that would be sweet for the good of football. Yeah, for the good of football, it would be.
I can't think of a better way for him to write the final chapter of his career. John Elway was the first Hall of Fame quarterback ever to win the Super Bowl in his final game, and Rodgers would have the opportunity to do the same thing. And I also think there is, look, Aaron Rodgers' legend, wrong. His place in history is cemented to the extent that if he never played another snap, he's one of the greatest players that ever lived. There's no question.
First ballot.
So his legacy is, first ballot doesn't even tell the story. He's in like the little room. Like there are different rooms in the Hall of Fame. He's in the little room with the really, 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 really special ones. That said, I do think that his legacy can be enhanced. It can't be diminished. He's accomplished too much for it to be diminished. If he has a terrible season and the Jets lose, he remains one of the greatest players of all time. But if he should do what you just described, then I think his legacy can be significant. We put these things into perspective. And I think it is reasonable to say that Rodgers, look, count on your fingers the numbers of quarterbacks who have won Super Bowls with two different franchises. Okay? You're not going to get very far. So he would have an opportunity to add his name to that list. It's Brady and Manning. He would have his opportunity to add his name to that list. He would have an opportunity to lift, as you just said, the Jets, who have not won in half a century. The Jets last won the Super Bowl. I was 1 year old, McAfee. Look how old I am.
No, you're not. You look shit. You look great.
That's money don't crack, but I'm telling you right now, I'm old, and I've just won the last time this team played in the Super Bowl.
When you think of Isaiah Thomas, you think of the bad boy Pistons, and when you think of the bad boy Pistons, you think about how they were the biggest obstacle to Michael Jordan winning a ring, preventing him from doing so in back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals on their way to back-to-back championships. Now, those were great Pistons teams, top to bottom, but Isaiah Thomas was the engine. And Michael Jordan, who I consider to be the great...
Okay, 21 more. What, 3,500? This thing's on the fucking points. I hate. I'm gonna get on Fortnite.